If you currently own a home and you're looking to either upsize or downsize, but you're just thinking about the big picture of it, this video is actually for you. So there's a couple ways that you can actually sell your house and then buy a replacement one. Now, everybody knows you can do what's called a contingent sale. However, I'm not a fan of contingent sales. I never really have been, to be honest with you, because when you really think about it, you're selling your house and buying a house at the same time. One escrow is already pretty darn stressful. If you're trying to do two at the same exact time, there is a very, very high likelihood that at least one of them is going to go bad, which means the other one goes bad, and it turns into this whole cascading thing. And the reason I say that is because I've personally seen it, not from my clients, but I have seen it happen and turn into a complete whirlwind nightmare mess. And it's just something that I prefer to avoid. And here's how I do it. Now, if you have the equity and you have the savings in order to do this, this program may be something that is extremely beneficial. A lot of people used it back in the day, and then it kind of just disappeared because it didn't really make sense due to the market and so on and so forth 6, 7, 8 years ago. But what I'm talking about here is the bridge loan. And the reason why I like it so much are for the following reasons. Now, with the bridge loan, the way that it works is you can actually get approved for a loan to pull out equity from your current house and be able to go buy a replacement property, so on and so forth, right? Now, you submit an offer on the replacement property, you buy it, and that's when the loan takes effect, the bridge loan on your previous property. And you actually move out of your house. See, the whole thing behind the bridge loan is when you close on your replacement property using the bridge loan, you're not tied to, let's say, like a 2-week free rent back in a concurrent sale situation. Because whenever there is a free rent back or so on and so forth, it can be extremely stressful, the entire move, so on and so forth, and then you're also buying a property and doing X, Y, and Z. You're on a very, very tight time crunch, and sometimes things don't always work out as ideally as possible. However, with the bridge loan, you don't have that rush. Once you buy the replacement property, the bridge loan takes effect. There's around a 3-month period of moving out of the property, prepping it for sale, and listing it, and getting into escrow, and then getting it sold. The window ideally is around 3 months, meaning you have the time in order to move out of your previous property, move into your replacement property, so on and so forth, and not deal with the stress or the uncertainty of the concurrent sale. And everybody's response to bridge loans is, James, it is more expensive. And to certain perspectives or certain situations, yes, absolutely. However, I would argue that concurrent sales can be more expensive because you are now in a situation where you have to close on a property. So buyers, if they know that, or let's say the situation goes bad, some buyers will take advantage of that situation and ask for a credit or so on and so forth. So not only is it stressful in the timeline, it's now stressful in negotiations because you don't have really any of the leverage. However, with the bridge loan, while there is a loan attached to the property, you're not 100% rushed or tied to a contract where you have to perform X, Y, and Z as a listing agent. So in short, yes, bridge loans can be a little more expensive. However, that implies that a concurrent sale is going to go perfectly on both the purchase and the sale side, which is a very difficult thing. And in most cases, concurrent sales never end up going smoothly, which is why I'm not a fan of them. But a bridge loan is a great tool to use if you want all the benefits of selling and buying around the same time, but without any of the stress of having to move quickly or being in a position where you do not have the leverage in the negotiations. The bridge loan is the answer.